section, you need to go back to your notes. So if you haven't finished writing these notes down, then you should. And then here's the example. So the notes go for y-intercepts and for x-intercepts. For the y-intercepts, it's 0, comma something. So basically, you're going to fill a number into the y.
Oh, yeah.
For the x-intercepts, it's 0, something, comma 0, and you're going to fill something in for the x. And if you put them next to each other, you can say 0, comma something, something, comma 0, and then we're up the x and you cover up the y is what we're going to do to solve them. And if you can notice, I drew little dinosaurs to remind you that this is how they look. But remember that this is the y-intercept first and this is the x-intercept second. So they'll give you a problem like this and you're supposed to find the x and y-intercepts. So how I do this, using that jingle that we just heard, is we do 0, comma something, something, comma 0. Then you cover up the x. The reason why you cover up the x is because right here with this point it says that x is 0. And 20 times 0 would just be like nothing was there, right? So that's why you can cover up the x. And now we're going to solve for y. So if we have 8y is equal to 240, what is y equal to?
It's equal to
30. Good. Then you cover up the y, because again the y would be 0, so that's like that wasn't there. And so that's going to be 12. So that's how you find the x-intercept is on the right, y-intercept is on the left. So that's when we did 0, comma something, something, comma 0, cover up the x, solve, cover up the y, solve. Okay. And it also works with things like this. So this is actually so this was a number in your book that they already did this problem. This is number 21 in your homework. It's equal to, y is equal to 8x plus 168. So then you can do this in the same way that you did the other ones. So 0, comma something, something, comma 0. And for the first part, you can do it the same way. Cover up the x, but then what does what say y equals? Y equals what? 168. Now for the other part though, it does take a little bit more solving. So this says that the y is equal to 0, and so instead of y right here, we put 0. 0 equals 8x plus 168. So we did 0, comma something, something, comma 0, covered up the x, and y equals 168. No, this is number 21. It looks like this. And then you need to solve for x. So I would move 168 over to the other side. So we have negative 168 is equal to, please be quiet, 8x. Right? And then we want to find x, so we divide by 8. So then we get negative 21 is equal to x. So what we're doing is we're making the y equal to 0, and then you just solve for x. Okay, so back here. So this is now your homework. We did this one. I'm just going to go over how we did it really fast. You've already written this down, hopefully, but I'm going to do it again. 0, comma something, something, comma 0. Cover up the x, and we got 168. And then when we cover up the y, we did 0 is equal to 8x plus 168. And then I can move the 168 over to the other side and make it opposite. So negative 168 is equal to 8x, then divide by 8. So then negative 21 is equal to x. So then put negative 21 right there. Question?
Do you have to do the whole process, or can you just
So his question is, do we have to do the whole process, or can we get the answer? I don't see how, if you're not doing this process, you can't really get that answer. That's what I would say. So, all right. Then I'm just going to skip to the last part, just because they're very similar. The last part is graphing them. So you're going to do the same thing, 0, comma something. So this is number 26, something, comma 0. It's on page 318. Then you cover up the x, and notice it says negative 9y. So what would y be if it was negative 9y equals 36? Negative 4. And then you cover up the y. So 36 divided by 12 is 3. And then you graph them. And that's probably probably the hardest part with some of them. Like we're gonna do number 30 and it looks really weird, but let's finish this. So over 0, down 4, over 0, down 4, and I'm even gonna label this point 0, negative 4. Then over 3, up 0, so 3, 0. And then you get a straight line. You get something to make a straight line, anything to make a straight line with. And you need to make sure to go all the way across the graph. If you only connect the dots, you will get it wrong. Okay, and that's all you do for these. Let me do number 30 as well.
Because it's a line, not
Yeah,
an
because it's a
array.
line and not a segment or array.
I like the
Okay,
red.
so if you needed to get this one, I'm
Right
gonna leave
now,
this up for a little bit more.
the red one, but you can just call it
I'm gonna move over to the other side and we're gonna look at number 30.
that.
Okay, here's number 30. So number 30, I'm still gonna do 0 comma something, something comma 0, cover up the x and I get negative 41. And then cover up the y would be, I would have 0 is equal to 3x minus 41. I want to move the negative 41 over there, so now it's positive 41 is equal to 3x. And then I divide by 3. And then I'm just going to round, because 41 divided by 3 is equal to like 13.66666, so 13.7. But then I'm just going to round because on my graph, it's close to 14, right? And that'll be easier. But now my graph needs to include negative 41 and positive 14. So then what I did is I'm going to call every 2 lines. So that's going to be negative 10, negative 20, negative 30, negative 40. So negative 41 is going to be about right there. So over 0, down 41 is about right there. And if these went by the same thing, so that's 10, 20, 14 is about right there. And then again, I just get whatever I can for a straight edge, line them up, and draw, oops, that was kind of crooked, draw a line through it, like that. Okay, so your homework is to do, for this section, is to do all of them, because I did 2 of them with you. For the last section, you can skip one. And that's it.
Anything else?